Absolutely. So much of what we're dealing with today is really unprecedented and unique. But one of the things that I'm struck by is that traditions still remain intact. One of those traditions, of course, is having the officer squad car outside here of IMPD East District headquarters. For the last few days, people have been able to drive by this squad car and pay their respects. That car remains here on scene, and this is where the end of watch will take place. That is always a very emotional moment. The procession will take quite a bit of time to get out here to the scene, but once they do, the procession will stop in front of her squad car. The route here will be lined with recruits who will be standing in salute in honor of Officer Breanne Leath. The procession, of course, as we've talked about, is a bit shorter than normal, but it does include a number of executive staff and East District officers, as well as members of the 16th recruit class. While today is different, the goal obviously is the same: to honor Officer Leath's sacrifice to the community. This morning we all watched, obviously, a beautiful ceremony over at IMS. Again, a unique way to pay respect to her sacrifice, but much different than what we've seen in the past here in the city. IMPD's last officer that was killed in the line of duty was in 2014, Officer Perry Wren. His funeral services, I'm sure most of us remember, was over at Bankers Life. That was simply, obviously, not possible today. But again, some traditions never change. For decades, police have always used 10 codes to communicate on the radio. Some of those codes, everyone knows what 10-4 means. It means you understand something. You understand it. It's okay. 10-42 means you're ending the tour of duty, not just for the day, but in this case for the final time. Today will be Officer Breanne Leath's 10-42 here at East District headquarters, signifying that she will be off duty for the final time, ending her watch. Now, just a couple of years ago, you will recall when we had an officer killed here in central Indiana. Deputy Jacob Pickett was laid to rest. His end of watch ceremony was in Lebanon, where the streets were lined with people. That is not possible today, but of course the city does still mourn. I can tell you that here on scene there are a couple of dozen people that have come out to pay their respects. We obviously still have to maintain, obviously, all the proper social distancing, but I would say there's 2 or 3 dozen citizens that have come out to pay their respects here at East District headquarters. Of course, over the last few days and hours, we've heard so many people share stories of Officer Leath and how she loved her job and, made the city a better place, serving in the National Guard, the Department of Corrections, and IMPD. Of course, she wasn't just a public servant, she was also a mother. And I have 2 young kids myself, ages 9 and 5. It's absolutely unbelievable and heartbreaking to think that boy will have to grow up without his mom. But again, the services here at East District headquarters are intended not just to celebrate her life, but to pay their respects, allow people to mourn. And we do expect that procession to arrive here at the East District headquarters within maybe a half hour or so. Of course, there takes a long time to get from downtown in the circle where they just passed over here to the headquarters, but we will have that very emotional 10:42 end of watch ceremony for you as soon as it happens. Back to you guys.
Let you go. I mean, you do talk from personal experience. We have talked with you before on days like today, and you gave some of the perspective there, some of the difference between that scene and some of the other scenes that you've covered. Can you expand on that a little bit for us and talk about how different this is, almost an eerie silence compared to what you would have in other situations where you would have just a long line of people, often too deep, paying their respects to an officer like Officer Leath?
Absolutely, and that is why you see a huge difference. First of all, the people that have come out here, most of them are wearing masks to protect themselves and, of course, others against the spread of coronavirus. And I would say, I just counted again a few minutes ago, and there's a few dozen people out here and people are trying as best they can to keep a distance away from other people, but for the most part, they're trying not to have too many people here on the scene. But I can tell you, as you look here, you might be able to see the recruit class. The recruits are lining up outside of East District headquarters. They will line the road as well, and they will salute, and they will pay their respects to Officer Leith. As I said, the last officer we had lost here in central Indiana was a couple of years ago up in Lebanon. I remember, you know, the services for Deputy Jacob Pickett, and as you said, the services there, sometimes the crowds were 2 or 3 people deep. I was out in Brownsburg where they line the streets. All the kids came out from this whole school district to pay respects to Deputy Pickett. Today's ceremony is obviously much different, but the goal, again, is the same. It's to pay respect and to honor a sacrifice, and it's about tradition. Some of these traditions, this 1042 is as emotional as anything we'll see all day, and that tradition will go on as usual in order to honor Officer Breanne Leith.
All right, Jesse, thank you very much. We will be checking back with Jesse for that emotional moment, that 1042 moment. But we're also hearing from other friends and comrades of Officer Leith.
If you've been with us